Enough with the talk. It's time to throw some leather.
An electric atmosphere in Las Vegas.
Welcome to Cardiff, Wales.
In the great fight city of Brooklyn, they are throwing thunderous blows.
We welcome you to Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Slugfest in San Antonio. And that is it. What a right hand.
It's our main event.
Showtime!
This weekend at the new crown jewel of boxing in the Big Apple, the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, because on Saturday night on Showtime Championship Boxing, we are presenting a tantalizing triple header culminating with one of the most anticipated fights of the year, another compelling contest in the deepest division in the sport, the welterweight division. Danny Garcia will take on Shawn Porter for the vacant WBC title. Garcia was the former WBC champion. He lost his first fight as a professional to Keith Thurman here at Barclays Center on CBS a couple years back. One of the best fights of the year. And of course, Garcia has since now had an opportunity bouncing back against Brandon Rios earlier this year, and now against Shawn Porter, who also tasted defeat against Keith Thurman in what was a highly competitive fight. It will be Thurman watching intently because he had to relinquish the WBC title due to injuries. And so we are here for the official weigh-in at Barclays Center. Mauro Ranallo, that's Paulie Malignaggi. And joining us, the host of Below the Belt with Brendan Schaub. That means his name is Brendan Schaub. And guys, we are moments away from the official weigh-in. Again, a triple header, but so much to talk about. First of all, about this venue. They say that Madison Square Garden is the mecca of boxing. For many years it was, but now Barclays Center Saturday night, its 30th professional boxing card in the 6 years since it brought boxing back to Brooklyn for the first time since 1931. Danny Garcia headlined the first event, and now in his 7th fight at Barclays Center, it's the 30th card. There's a new mecca in town, right, Paulie?
Yeah, it's sort of like the passing of the torch, so to speak. You can never disrespect the Madison Square Garden, the history that it has, and all the great fights and fighters that have been there. But really, it has not held boxing in the same esteem that the Barclays Center has held boxing since the creation of this building, And so I think, without a doubt, it's been a passing of the guard, a passing of the torch. And for sure, Barclays Center is the capital of boxing on the East Coast. You're
born and bred Brooklynite. One of your career highlights, Zab Judah, the Battle of Brooklyn, here at Barclays. So it has to have a special meaning for you here.
Yeah, I fought in both buildings. So obviously, there's an aura to both buildings. But really, the effort is being brought forward to you by the Barclays Center. They want to be a part of boxing. They want boxing to be a part of this building, and they want to create history here at this building.
Yeah, that little fight against Miguel Cotto at Madison Square Garden, where he made his bones, literally. Brendan, talk about the rise of Barclays Center and just boxing in general here on the East Coast. Remember, Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world, the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, announcing that the East Coast venue is Barclays, and there have been so many memorable moments, and we're anticipating some more Saturday night.
A lot more. I think with Barclays, this in Brooklyn, this is the mecca now. I mean, people can argue, and of course, Madison Square Garden is great, but Brooklyn's where it's at.
Yeah.
And how cool is this, Paulie? Being from Brooklyn, and it's literally, when you think boxing, I think of Barclays Center now.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. It's no more Vegas. It's not the Staples Center. It's not up the street at Madison Square Garden.
No.
It's here now.
And it's much cooler. It's in Brooklyn for me, being a Brooklynite. And especially when I was younger, you could walk around here without finding a couple of crackheads. And now it's just a great area.
Now they're cracking heads here at Barclays.
World champions.
Well, leave it to more for the cliche stuff. But, it's amazing to me, and, it's almost surreal to me. And obviously I can't enjoy it any more than I do.
All right.
I just assume now it's here.
Well, we have feted Barclays Center. It has played host to so many incredible fights already. And on Saturday night, guys, again, the welterweight division. When Floyd Mayweather moved up 2005, and then we had Manny Pacquiao, of course. With those guys now out of the well, Manny Pacquiao still, of course, an elite welterweight fighter, but Floyd Mayweather's retired, and yet the division continues to deliver so many fights, so many memorable battles, and the type that the sport needs to continue to thrive, the best fighting the best. We're seeing the #1 ranked Danny Garcia, #2 ranked Shawn Porter in the WBC vying for that vacant title. It doesn't get better than this, Paulie.
No, you can keep making top fights, and these fighters are willing to fight each other, and that's what's making it so great. You know, obviously you have the venues, you have the dates, but the fighters still have to want to get in the ring and fight each other, and that's what we're finding.
And it's a pick 'em, Brendan, in so many ways. Porter and Garcia, both 30 years of age. They started their professional careers 11 months apart. 1 round different scoring when they both faced Thurman, and both fights would have been a draw. So
crazy.
You look at what do they bring now Saturday night in this legacy fight for these guys?
Yeah, walking around here, I came in with Danny Garcia's team, and just being around like boxing aficionados, no one really knows. Everyone knows it's going to be a close fight, but again, as soon as you ask anyone, everyone goes, "Oh God, I guess Garcia." You look at the Vegas odds, it favors Garcia, but it's a damn close fight to call. It really is, and I'm a big Danny Garcia fan. I love Shawn Porter. I love his aggressiveness, and he's so physical. But man, it's going to be a classic one, I think.
Paulie, you've been in the ring with both of them, both Porter and Garcia, so you can talk firsthand what they bring to the ring. What I know every fight is different, but what separates them from your personal experience? What does each bring to the table?
I think they're both successful in their own style, and they both have a very different style from the other. Danny's is a more patient style. He likes to have his time. He likes to set you up. He likes to set the traps, and he likes to time you. Porter is the opposite of patient. Porter just wants to create something right away. He's going to rush you. He's going to try to stay on top of you and try to mentally break you before he physically breaks you. So it's a good clash of styles, because one is going to look for one method of being successful, and the other is going to look for almost an opposite method of being successful. So we're going to see who's going to dictate that. I think at some point or another in a Shawn Porter fight, you're going to wind up body to body. You're going to wind up inside, because he rushes you without even working his way in. He literally just rushes at you. So the ring is square. He's going to get to you. So I think Garcia is going to be forced to work inside more than he'd like to. But of course, there's also the thing about Garcia catching you coming in. Porter does rush in. He doesn't really disguise it. Garcia is very good at catching you coming in. But Porter has a good chin. I saw Keith Thurman rock Porter with some shots on the way in, and he just kind of walked right through them. So is Garcia going to be able to get his respect if he does catch Porter on the way in? And then if Porter does come on the way in and he gets inside, how is Danny going to deal with that physicality? Is he going to be able to? He's an ex-super lightweight. He's not as naturally big as Porter. Porter is a more natural welterweight. So it's a lot of question marks, and I think the answers to those questions really can go a long way in dictating who's going to win the fight. And really, I can't answer them.
Right.
That's why they're fighting. You're going to find out tomorrow night.
Well, you talked about Porter's stout whiskers, but Brendan, Danny Garcia had his mouthpiece punched out of his mouth by none other than the murderous puncher Lucas Matisse, which remains his signature victory on a couple of years back. And yet, he's never been down.
Never.
Both guys have strong chins. Like Paulie said, they come at the sport from different game plans. What do you think is the biggest key on Saturday night in terms of who's going to walk out of here victorious?
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, and Paulie would know this best, is it comes down to technique. I think we know Porter's going to come in. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to be the stronger fighter out of the two. But I think as the rounds go on, Danny Garcia with his traps, he's elusive. His footwork, I see Danny Garcia pulling this off and scoring some points, winning via decision. But what I'm interested in, Paulie, is when you're preparing for Porter and for Danny Garcia, who's harder to prepare for? Because Porter's coming, it's an aggressive style, so you can bring in those training partners who can be super aggressive, but with Danny Garcia and setting up the traps, you need a more kind of skilled fighter.
Yeah, you need more tactical stuff with Garcia, and you need more physical stuff with Porter. I think Porter is going to get to Garcia. It's just, is Garcia going to find the space to throw those body shots on the inside? I think Garcia's body attack is going to be key here, because I think Porter's going to get to him without a doubt. I think Danny's going to be forced to fight on the inside more than he wants to. But if he's able to throw those shorter shots, and he's a shorter puncher than his Porter. Porter's a very wide puncher. If he's able to throw those shorter shots in there and dig those body shots on the inside like he probably would like to once they are inside, then maybe you slow Shawn Porter down. And if you slow Shawn Porter down, you don't have much left. He's not much of a skill fighter. He's not much of a timing fighter.
Is that easy for Danny Garcia to train for?
No, absolutely not. This is not an easy fight. This is why there's a world championship on the line here. It's a fight that is difficult for both guys to prepare for, difficult for both guys to train for, and difficult for both guys to be a part of once the fight is actually on.
Garcia had to study the Philadelphia Eagles Atlanta Falcons game to see the style of the former high school football player Shawn Porter's going to, because
hopefully this one's more exciting though.
Exactly. But seriously, he does. You bring up a good point. It's I crack wise about it, but at times Shawn Porter almost has to have, should be wearing a glove on his head.
It's no mystery what he's going to do. Porter has a game plan. We know exactly how he's going to fight.
And he's got great stamina. Like, usually that kind of energy, you're going to get tired.
His cardio.
He flies in. His car,
Lance Armstrong, watch out, my man. His car is ridiculous.
He flies in. He's pushing you. He's physical on the inside the whole time. This is all stuff that not only is burning out the opponent, but it's also burning him out. But he's mentally strong enough to deal with it. He's used to it, and that's how he likes to break you.
Here's something that no one else talks about, Mauro, is who would win out of the dads?
Well, yeah.
The dads train both of them.
The reality show that is screaming to be made, right?
I don't want in on
a
that
podcast.
show.
You think of Angel Garcia and Kenny Porter. That would be an amazing.
It'd be an amazing podcast.
That's a contrast in style.
I find it interesting. They're both trained by their fathers.
Yes,
I think it's so fascinating because most of the time,
Felix Trinidad, Shane Mosley,
Floyd Mayweather, kind of. His uncle, his dad. There you go. It only works in boxing. But other sports, it doesn't work.
To finish the football analogy,
it doesn't even always work in boxing.
Well, exactly. We saw the Philly special again, right? And the Eagles win against the Falcons with Foles getting the touchdown to the end zone. Danny Garcia has his Philly special, his left hook, his most vaunted punch. How crucial, how pivotal will it play on Saturday night?
I think Danny Garcia's both hands are going to be crucial because Porter's going to be rushing in. He's going to take both hands, And Garcia has a knockout with his right hand in the Brandon Rios fight. He's got knockouts with his left hook in several different fights. So I think the two-handed power of Garcia is going to be necessary, but Porter has a very good chin.
All right, I'm being told we're just moments away from going to Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. to kick off the official weigh-ins. But Brendan, you're the one it won't be a part of the telecast on Saturday, so you can make the prediction. I know it's a pick'em fight, and you talked to the Keith Thurman is picking Shawn Porter. Errol Spence is picking Danny Garcia. And you go, everyone has, one person says Garcia, one says Porter. It's a 50-50 pick'em fight. Who do you pick?
Danny Garcia via decision. Amazing fight, though. Phenomenal fight. I think they both get rocked. They both get hurt. Porter's going to be the aggressor, but Danny Garcia is going to find a way to win.
Well, the winner, of course, would love that rematch against Keith Thurman. Mikey Garcia is going to be in attendance. I had a chance to talk with him. He even said if Danny Garcia wins on Saturday, Mikey Garcia says, hey, if the Errol Spence fight doesn't come to fruition, I would like to face Danny Garcia.
Please give me that fight.
Garcia versus Garcia.
That would be easy for us as announcers. Who's the winner going to win? Garcia.
Who's the stronger Garcia?
All right, so guys, thank you very much. We'll go into a little more detail and preview the rest of the card coming up Saturday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Showtime Championship Boxing. But right now, it's the official weigh-in for Garcia Porter. Here's Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for our big night of action taking place right here at Barclays Center tomorrow night. And it's all brought to you by TGB Promotions, DeBella Entertainment, and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach, and Casa Noble Tequila, the noble pursuit. Well, fans, we begin our official weigh-ins with a featured attraction on Showtime Championship Boxing Countdown. A special attraction streamed live on Showtime's Facebook and YouTube channel, streaming live at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And our special attraction is 10 rounds of boxing for the vacant women's WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. And at this time, we invite our fighters to the stage. First, ladies and gentlemen, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, with a record of 11-4-3 with 8 knockouts, please welcome the former world title challenger, Yamila Reynoso. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite her opponent to the stage at this time from Brooklyn, New York. 34-1-1 with 26 knockouts. She is the 5-division world champion, Amanda, the real deal, Serrano.
Paulie, Amanda Serrano looking to make history Saturday night with a record 6th division title against her opponent, Yamila Reynoso.
Yep. She keeps climbing those weight classes and keeps piling up on the record. So she's already the Puerto Rican fighter with the most titles in different weight classes. So she's looking to add another weight class.
And now ready to step onto the scale. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Buenos Aires, taking on the role of a spoiler tomorrow night. Please welcome Yamila Reynoso. 138 3/4 pounds, 138 3/4 pounds for Yamila Reynoso. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here she is, women's boxing phenom, looking for her unprecedented 6th world title. Here is the real deal, Amanda Serrano. 138.5 pounds, 138.5 pounds for Amanda Serrano.
That championship fight will stream on Showtime digital platforms as part of Showtime Championship Boxing Countdown, beginning at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Investment continues to be made into the women of boxing. They fight
and
for
there they
more
are,
exposure.
ladies and gentlemen. It's the featured attraction on Showtime Championship Boxing, streamed live on social media tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Amanda Serrano versus Yamila Reynoso for the vacant women's WBO Junior Welterweight title. Now we hand over the microphone to Showtime's boxing analyst, the Hall of Famer, Steve Farhood.
Thank you, Jimmy. Amanda, you're fighting for history. How does it feel?
It feels great. I love fighting here at the Barclays Center once again to make history, and I won all my titles by knockout, so this tomorrow night won't be different.
And how about the fact that, assuming you do it, you'll be doing it in Brooklyn?
Yes, Brooklyn, my hometown, my second home away from home, but yes, I'm excited to do this here at Brooklyn Barclays Center, and hopefully more to come.
How do you jump weights like you do? Your last title fight was at what weight?
118.
118, this is at 140. That's an amazing jump. How do you do it?
Eating good, training hard, eating good, and I build more muscle. I feel so strong, and I'm ready for tomorrow night.
We wish you luck. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube Showtime channels starting at 7 o'clock. Good luck, Amanda.
Thank you.
So Amanda Serrano looking to make history Saturday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on Showtime digital
And now,
platforms.
ladies and gentlemen, we continue our official weigh-in. This time we bring out our heavyweights in the opening attraction on Showtime Championship Boxing. 10 rounds of boxing in a heavyweight special attraction. First, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to the stage, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of St. Louis, Missouri. He is the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world. Please welcome Prince Charles Martin.
Charles Martin, 25-1-1 with 23 knockouts. The one loss, of course, when he lost his claim to the heavyweight throne against Anthony Joshua across the pond. Took a year off after that loss. Survived a shooting.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the stage from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Łomża, Poland. He's the WBC number 10 ranked heavyweight in the world. Please welcome Adam Kownacki.
And to finish my thought on Charles Martin, working for the first time with Jeff Mayweather in his corner as his trainer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, first to the scale, we have the former champion, 23 knockouts in his 25 wins, currently ranked number 9 in the world by the WBC. Please welcome Prince Charles Martin.
Since the loss to Joshua, Martin has recorded back-to-back wins against low-level opposition. Says we didn't get to see the real Charles Martin against Joshua.
246 pounds for Prince Charles Martin, 246 pounds.
Well, he's down from
And now,
his
ladies and
career high
gentlemen, to the scale,
255 in his last
opponent,
fight.
His record 17-0 with 14 knockouts. Here is the undefeated WBC number 10 ranked heavyweight, Adam Kovnatsky.
Popular fighter in these parts. Adam Kovnatsky sold over 1,000 tickets for this fight on Saturday night. 17-0, 14 knockouts.
263 1/4 pounds. 263 1/4 pounds for Adam Kovnatsky.
And you know what they say, guys, don't judge a book by its cover. Kovnatsky throws punches in bunches.
Oh, wow. Look at these boys.
These men look ready to go right now. We're going to wait till tomorrow for our opening attraction on Showtime Championship.
I can't wait for this fight.
Boxing.
Hell yeah.
10
Look at
rounds
him.
of
He's-
boxing, heavyweights in the ring. Adam Kovnatsky, Prince Charles Martin. Once again, Hall of Famer Steve Farhood to conduct the interviews.
We might need you up there, Paulie. These boys look like they're about to sprint at each other.
Charles Martin, thanks for taking a second. Seemed pretty animated there. What was the conversation like just now with Adam?
He know what it is. I'm gonna whoop his motherfucking ass.
And his response was,
Huh?
what was his response?
Saying the same shit, but we're gonna see on tomorrow.
This is
We're gonna see tomorrow.
He said today.
one last thing,
Should wait to get paid.
Charles. One last
Yeah, don't do it
question.
for free.
You had the
Our cameras aren't
championship, you
set up.
lost it to Joshua over in England. This is a second chance for you. How do you view this? What is the meaning of this fight for you?
This is everything. I'm coming. That's all I gotta say.
Good luck to you. Adam,
I like this guy.
a little bit of bad blood.
Nah, no, he started talking tough, man. I'm from Brooklyn, man, so I ain't scared of that shit.
We always talk about the weight with you, 263. What does that tell us? What does it tell you about yourself?
That I'm in a very round shape. Like always, man, I come throwing guns, you know?
And the style of this fight, we saw how much taller he is. He's about 3 inches more taller even yet with the hair the way it is. It's pretty obvious what the styles in this fight are going to be. So what do you have to do to win? Are we going to see the usual Kovnatsky?
Yeah, he got no heart. So I'll take it early and make it quick work.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Savage comments.
And now,
Fist of
ladies and gentlemen, we
fireworks
continue with
for
our
that one.
official weigh-ins. We move on to a special attraction, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC World Title Welterweight Eliminator. At this time, we present our fighters, welcome them to the stage. First from Catamarca, Argentina. He is the WBC number 8 ranked welterweight in the world. Please welcome Cesar Miguel Barrionuevo.
Cesar Miguel Barrionuevo fighting for the first time in the United
And at
States.
this time, we present to the stage, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Santiago, Cuba. He is the IBF number 2 welterweight, number 9 in the world by the WBC. Please welcome Yordenas Ugas.
Ugas was a bronze medalist at the 2008 Olympic Games. Another compelling
And he's
contest at
ready to step on to the
147.
scale at this time. Here he is, 34-3-2 with 12 knockouts. He is the Argentine welterweight champion, making his U.S. debut, Cesar Miguel Barrionuevo.
Barrionuevo has won 10 straight, 7 via knockout. Has power in both hands, following in the footsteps of the likes of Lucas Matisse and his favorite fighter, Sergio Martinez.
146 pounds for Cesar Miguel Barrionuevo. And now his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, his record 22 wins, 3 losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked the number 2 welterweight by the IBF, number 9 in the world by the WBC. Please welcome Yordenis Ugas.
Ugas undefeated at 147, 7-0 since moving up from 140.
146 3/4 pounds, 146 3/4 pounds for Yordenis Ugas.
Both come under 147 limit and both setting themselves up for a potential fight against the winner of the main event. There's a reason welterweight is so deep, global. Ugas, of course, from Cuba, where there are plenty of southpaws in the system, and Barrio Nuevo, a southpaw. Ugas had a little difficulty in stopping Ray Robinson, to another quick lefty a couple fights back on Showtime. This one promises to be
well, fans, this
a
bout
barn
is
burner.
brought to you in association with Samson Boxing, reminding you 12 rounds of boxing. WBC Welterweight World Title Eliminator schedule, 12 rounds of boxing. Yordenis Ugas versus Cesar Miguel Barrio Nuevo.
Cesar Miguel, Samson Lukowitz, his manager, promoter, will translate. Fans don't know Barrio Nuevo. What are they going to see from him tomorrow night?
Bueno, mañana va a ser mi carta de presentación. Estoy listo para dar un show y que la gente se vaya contenta y conforme y que sepan y aprendan mi nombre para que me puedan seguir aquí en los Estados Unidos.
Tomorrow, for sure, everybody will know my name and who I am.
And his style, from what we've seen, is that of a puncher. Is he going for a knockout no matter what?
Por tu estilo, vas a ir por un knockout porque eres un pegador fuerte.
Estoy preparado para dar sorpresas y dar un buen espectáculo para todo el público mañana.
I'm ready to work it out and give a great show to everyone.
We appreciate it. Good luck. Buena suerte. Yordenis Ugas, Luis de Cubas will translate for us. Yordenis seems to take one tough fight after the other. Does he like it that way?
Tú coges todas las peleas duras una tras la otra. ¿Te gusta así? Sí, soy un peleador fuerte, estoy acostumbrado a la competencia fuerte y mañana es un día más, una noche más de mostrar talento y mostrar todo lo que estoy trayendo en el negocio del boxeo.
Says I'm a tough fighter. That's what I like. I like to compete. I like to fight the best, and it's just another tough fight. We're ready to go.
He's fighting a fighter from Argentina who has the reputation as being a big puncher. Ugas likes to fight. Are we going to see a brawl?
Está peleando un argentino que dice que es un pegado fuerte y a ti te gusta fajarte. Vamos a una pelea mañana.
Bueno, sí, dicen que un pegador. Yo estoy acostumbrado a la competencia. Mañana vamos a hacer una gran pelea y espero que traiga lo mejor. Yo voy a llevar lo mejor también.
Says, yeah, they say he's a big puncher, but that's what I like. I like guys who are going to stand there and fight, and hopefully it's going to be a war tomorrow, and it's going to be a great fight for the fans.
And if he's victorious, title fight next, you can answer that.
Yes, absolutely. He's looking to fight Earl Spence, the Danny Garcia Porter winner, or Keith Thurman.
Good luck. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
So many marquee names at 147. Yordenis Ugas and Cesar Miguel Barrio Nuevo looking to stake their claim to a big money fight, but they have to get through each other, both riding waves of momentum coming into that battle on Saturday night. And we are set now for the main event for the vacant WBC 147-pound title.
From Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBC Welterweight Championship of the world. This action is brought to you by TGB Promotions and Bella Entertainment in association with DSG Promotions and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach and Casa Noble Tequila, the Noble Pursuit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the stage. First, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Cleveland, Ohio. He is ranked the WBC #2 welterweight in the world. Please welcome the former IBF welterweight champion of the world, Showtime, Shawn Porter.
Porter began his career as a professional at 165.5 pounds. So,
which is what he fought as an amateur as
yeah,
well.
so he's coming down, obviously, former 147-pound
And now,
title.
ladies and gentlemen, his
Garcia
opponent making his way to the stage from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Currently ranked the WBC #1 welterweight in the world. Here is the former super lightweight world champion and the former welterweight champion of the world, Danny Swift Garcia.
Garcia returned from his lone career blemish to stop Brandon Rios in February of this year. This is his 7th appearance at Barclays. We mentioned he headlined the first boxing card at Barclays against Eric Morales in their rematch in October 2012, and now headlines the 30th card at Barclays.
The scale for this vacant world title attraction, 147 pounds is our welterweight limit. First, we invite to the scale his record: 28 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He'll be making his 5th world title appearance. Please welcome the former welterweight champion of the world, Showtime, Shawn Porter.
Porter has fought 7 current or past champions, 5-2-1 with 2 knockouts. Looking for his signature victory Saturday night against Danny Garcia.
Like they're preparing.
Yeah, a little drama here.
147 pounds, right at the limit for Showtime, Shawn Porter. 147 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent ready to step onto the scale with a fantastic record of 34-1 with 20 knockouts. In his 9th world title appearance, here's the former 2-division champion of the world, Danny Swift Garcia.
Garcia's fought 10 current or past champions. He's 10-1 with 4 knockouts.
Pounds,
and he comes in comfortably under 147.
For Danny Swift Garcia.
And of course, size will play a factor. So many intangibles as well. And we'll get to some of those, talking about ring IQ. Porter's been down once in his career, 12th round in a victory over Adrian Broner. Danny Garcia has never been down and has had his chin checked a few times.
Oh yeah, both some of the big punchers like Zab Judah and Lucas Matisse as well.
You talk about the legacy of the green belt, Brendan. The WBC title, Sugar Ray Leonard defeated Wilfred Benitez when Leonard was 21. It was the Leonard Hagler fight that got Porter interested in boxing. But, I mean, the legacy. This is all about legacy, this fight.
And we're going to bring our fighters together at the center of the stage as they face off for this much-anticipated world title attraction. Showtime, Shawn Porter, Danny Swift Garcia. Outstanding world-class former world champions finally meeting together for the WBC Vacant Welterweight Championship of the World.
Paula, are you able to pick up anything just watching them now off the scales and making weight?
They've got a lot of experience. None of this stuff is really going to affect them. This is just.
They looked a little drained though, don't they, Paulie?
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Yeah, of course, that's how it goes. I saw Garcia spitting into a cup this morning at the fight.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. The last time
so he doesn't make it very easily.
Until they meet in the center of the ring tomorrow night. For the vacant WBC Welterweight
Garcia's
Championship
having a conversation with
Danny Swift Garcia,
Ken Porter.
Showtime, Shawn Porter.
Well, Shawn Porter extending the olive branch, so to speak, but it's the calm before what we anticipate will be a A big-time storm Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a storm tomorrow night.
Yes.
These guys, there's going to be no love lost tomorrow night.
Yes.
Both these guys are competitors at the highest level.
And both these guys have had success here at Barclays, as where Porter became a champion against Devin Alexander.
All the talk is over. This is a fight that I think fight fans have been looking for a long time. Have you always thought in the back of your mind you might fight Shawn Porter someday?
It's a matter of time before I fight everybody. You know, it's how the sport is, and it's all about timing, and the time is now. So I'm ready to go in there and reclaim what's mine.
Everybody is really, really excited about this fight. Now, I know you've had many big fights before. Rate your excitement level compared to some of your other big fights.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for all my fights. You know, it's another fight for my legacy, and I plan on going there and giving 150%, giving my all, my blood, sweat, and my tears, and make my family and my friends proud.
What's going to happen tomorrow night?
Oh, Danny Garcia, baby, wins by under 9.
Good luck to you.
Under 9.
Under 9.
Shawn Porter over
It's
here.
giving 150%.
Shawn, been 49 months since you've been a world champion. I know how much you want that WBC belt. Put your desire into words.
It's hard to put it into words. The best way I've come to describe it as of late is I've never really wanted anything in my life like this. And it's crazy that it's just a belt to some people, but to me, it's my world right now. And like I said, I'm not leaving Brooklyn without this belt.
I'll ask you the same question I just asked Danny. The two of you have been top guys in this division for a while. Did you always have in the back of your mind that you would fight Danny Garcia?
Hey, it's time to start knocking them off the totem pole. It's time to start knocking them off, and it starts here.
What's going to happen tomorrow night?
Shawn Porter will be victorious.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Steve Farhood, and everyone involved as Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter. They've made weight, and now they will look to add to their respective legacies. Saturday night, it's a can't miss fight. I mean, it's so great when you have the best fighting the best, and we continue to see that in the sport of boxing. And in order for it to not only thrive but survive, Paulie, these are the types of fights that have to be made on a regular basis.
Yeah, and this is a fight that fans have really been talking about for a while. You know, there's always fights that fans mix and match in their minds to say, oh, I'd love to see this fight, I'd love to see that fight. But Porter and Garcia have now been at or near the top of the welterweight division, and in boxing in general, actually, because Garcia was at the top of the super lightweight division as well for a while. You know, so they come up in the conversation a lot when you mention top fighters of today, of this generation. So automatically, because they're in and around the same weight class, or now they're in the same weight class, people start to mention the possible fight. They want to start mentioning the possible fight. And, you know, they mention fights against other guys too, but sometimes they fall off, sometimes they don't materialize. But this fight has been talked about for a while, I think. And finally, to finally have it, I think people can now get that salivating in their mouth. You know, whether it's mouth watering when you're about to have a great meal. I think now you can finally eat that meal tomorrow night as a fan and really enjoy that meal that the mouth has been watering for.
And we have a couple of tasty appetizers, Brendan. That heavyweight fight, Adam Kopnatski with plenty of personality. May not win for best abs, but in the running for most abs like myself. But hey, you don't judge a book by its cover.
You know what he said this morning in the fighter meetings?
What?
This ain't no bodybuilding contest.
And
You're
yet,
damn right.
And yet, in many ways, it is a popularity contest when it comes to making a career. And of course, wins matter most.
For sure.
He's 17-0, 14 knockouts, stopped Artur Szpilka, Yago Kalatse.
Just keep knocking them out. Have that round body and knock them out. You'll be fine, my man.
What about Charles Martin? One loss in his career, but it was a bad one against Anthony Joshua. He admits that it was a terrible camp. He overhauled his entire team.
He wasn't ready.
It didn't look like he had a lot of heart in the fight, Paulie.
No, I think Charles Martin is still kind of untested himself. He comes in as an ex-world champion because circumstances have caused that. You know, he beat Vyacheslav Glasgow when Glasgow twisted his knee in round 1 or 2, so he didn't get a lot of experience. Yeah, so he didn't have a lot of experience in that fight.
Suffered a bad knee injury.
Then the Joshua
come back.
Then the Joshua fight was a one-round blowout. So he doesn't really have a lot of experience at that level. Konacki also doesn't have a lot of experience, but he has a knockout over Szpilka, who gave Wilder a pretty good fight for the heavyweight title.
Guy.
You know, so I think when you go for experience-wise, you see the term ex-world champion around Martin, and you automatically think he's the guy. But in this fight, I think it's really kind of pick him because, you know, Konacki's a naturally smaller guy. He may weigh more, but he's a naturally smaller guy. You see Martin's the bigger guy. But I feel like it's Konacki who's coming in with more more momentum, you know, and he's got more character. I
agree.
Martin has not convinced me with his character. We'll see tomorrow night what he shows.
It's always tough to pick a guy where you question his heart. When the going gets tough, how's Charles Martin going to respond? I got to be honest. He hasn't responded well.
Yeah, right. and it's hard to train that.
Well,
you don't really
timing is everything.
You either have character or you don't.
Kovnatski and Martin, with the lay of the land in the heavyweight division, we're still awaiting the official announcement of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. We know Anthony Joshua's got Alexander Povetkin coming up in a couple weeks, but if you record an impressive victory on Saturday night, knowing what's happening now in the heavyweight division, I mean, this is all about timing and making your statement now for both of these fighters.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right there, especially at the heavyweight division. Anyone can get one of those huge key fights. You know, Fury's out there, and hopefully that Wilder fight comes to fruition. You got Joshua. It's a great time to be a boxing fan. I mean, you talk about the welterweight division. For me personally, it's never been better. And as excited as we are for Garcia and Porter, there's a huge round table. There's so many matchups after this. Even what happens tomorrow night, the winner of this, there's so many more matchups to look forward to. Well, you look at Thurman with his comeback.
Yes, and you're going to be sitting down with Keith Thurman,
yes,
right?
I am.
We're going to release it on your platform below the belt on Saturday.
Showtime's going to blast that out, so I'm excited to sit down with him.
Are you going to get him to tell you when he's coming back and who against?
I hope so. I offered him Paulie. We'll see how it goes. I might fight him. Man. I just want to see the man fight.
You guys always feed me to the wolves, man.
I'm just trying to get him out.
Speaking of the welterweight division, I want to get your quick thoughts as well on the co-feature. Your Denis Ugas, the Olympic medalist who fights almost antithetical to what we think Cuban boxers are about, the sweet science. This guy loves to get into it. Yeah. He's going to get it from Cesar Miguel Barrio Nuevo, or so we think. What we've seen, again, most of his fights in his native Argentina, third fight outside of Argentina, U.S. debut, but Paulie, he does bring power in both hands, and again, the winner of that fight could set himself up for the winner of the main event.
Barrio Nuevo looks like the kind of guy who, if you're willing to fight him that way, he'll oblige you, you know, and he seems like a legitimately big puncher. Ugas does not seem like your prototypical touch-and-go type of Cuban boxer. He looks like he likes to, you know, mix it up a little bit. We'll see if that's a good idea against a Barrio Nuevo who has not fought at the top level, but seems like his power is legit. We'll find out.
What else is happening with you, Mr. Schaub, the Renaissance man that you are? What's going on with Below the Belt?
Yeah, you know, we're coming back next week, and bigger, badder, stronger. 2019, we're already making plans for season 2, and it's just a great time to be in boxing, be involved with MMA, and having Showtime and Brian Daly and you guys, and
you're killing it on the stand-up comedy stage, which I know isn't easy, my man. Thank you for your contributions.
Thank you guys.
Mr. Malignaggi, of course, will join yours truly and Hall of Famer Al Bernstein on Saturday night. It is a triple header that you do not want to miss. Coming to you from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, the 30th major boxing card in the 6 years that Barclays has been in operation. The main event, Danny Garcia looking to reclaim the WBC welterweight title as he will take on Shawn Porter, a former 147-pound titleist, a legacy fight for these top-ranked 147-pounders. Of course, the co-feature could set up a potential opponent down the road for Garcia or Porter. Your Denis Ugas, undefeated at 147, 7-0. He takes on Cesar Miguel Barrio Nuevo. Barrio Nuevo's won 10 in a row, 7 via knockout, and we're kicking it off with the heavyweights. Fistic fireworks should be the order of the night up and down the card. Adam Kovnatski, 17-0, 14 knockouts, and a huge ticket seller in this part of the world. He takes on Prince Charles Martin. Martin, he did lay claim to a piece of the heavyweight crown, but he didn't hold it long. In fact, the second shortest heavyweight title reign in history. The other, Tony Tucker, who ran into Mike Tyson. It's going to be a great night of fights. We're looking forward to it. Please join yours truly, Al Bernstein, Paulie Malignaggi, Brian Custer, Jim Gray, Steve Farr, Jimmy Lennon Jr., and the cast of thousands. Saturday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, Showtime Championship Boxing.